Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, OG Damn, back again for another video. And I bet you didn't know I could do this. That's right, I'm a yo-yo master. But aside from just yo-yo master, here's one other thing I bet you guys didn't know. I'm a god at Frisbee. Speaks for itself. Alright, enough joking aside. So today, I wanted to kind of mix up the videos a little bit because since the start of my channel, all I've ever done are skateboarding and longboarding videos. And I'm like, I want to try something else because I'm really good at Frisbee, and you guys may not know that, but now you do, I guess. But either way, now that we're in quarantine and stuff, now that I've had to find some random field that nobody would ever go to, I thought, what better activity, social activity to do during quarantine with your friends than social distance Frisbee? It's the perfect thing. You can throw the Frisbee, and the person's definitely going to be 6 feet away if you know how to throw. And with that being said, I wanted to teach you guys 3 must-know types of throws to be good at Frisbee. So let's get in with the video, and hope you guys find this interesting. If you want me to do more Frisbee content, let me know because I really enjoy doing Frisbee. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so I'm going to be talking about 3 types of throws like I mentioned, and they are the forehand, the backhand, right there, and the hammer. We're going to start off with the backhand right up here. Yep. So the backhand is the most common throw that almost everybody at least sort of tries to do. It's when you hold it in your dominant hand, you throw it across your body like this, and then throw it out like that. So here's a demonstration of what that looks like. So the reason the backhand is such a foundational and so widely used trick is because you can get a lot of arm power and force into your throw this way, which makes it really good for doing really long bombs of the Frisbee. And it's also just a really good throw to be really accurate at. So long distance throwing power and accuracy are kind of the 2 things that you need in Frisbee, which makes it a perfect throw to learn. So the basic hand grip of the Frisbee is you kind of come up to the Frisbee and grab it with your hand, and then if you look on the bottom, basically I take my forefinger and I kind of hook it on the side of the Frisbee. I don't put it on the edge, but I kind of hook it underneath, and then my bottom 3 fingers just grip the edge of the Frisbee really tightly. If you look on top, I got my thumb here and it's right on these grooved lines on the top of the Frisbee, so really close to the edge, and that's pretty much the throw. So the most important thing I can tell you about throws in general is don't use your arms. Do not use your arms. What do I mean by this? So basically, a lot of people who are first learning Frisbee and try it out, they'll throw it like this, like they'll use their arms and just kind of fling it with their arms, which is a big no-no because Frisbee's not going to fly straight and it's usually going to like veer off in some crazy direction. So what you're supposed to do is you get in your throwing stance, which kind of like if you've ever pitched in baseball, you kind of get in that squatted pitched stance. You hold it like the grip I showed you guys. Pull it back, but then you use your body motion. You twist your body and you release it like that. So as you can see, I want to throw it this direction, so I'm going to be facing here, but looking here, I'm going to be pulling it back and then using my shoulders and my torso. So it's going to be a shoulder and then a torso turn. And then you use your shoulder to give the power to the throw. You don't use your arm. Right before you release, you use your wrist. So it's your torso, your arm, and your wrist that you use. Let me demonstrate. You bring it back, use your shoulder to guide you with your torso, and as soon as you're at your full arm's extension, you flick it really hard with your wrist, not your arm, your wrist. And that will look like this. And that's how you do the backhand. Alright, now this is the throw that I've been waiting for. The forehand is my go-to throw. It works for almost every scenario that you can think of, and it's so useful that you need to know it. I use it so often that my backhand is kind of trash because I never practice it. My forehand is just amazing, and it's so accurate, it goes so fast, and it's so quick and easy to do. So let me just quick show you an example of that. That's what the forehand looks like. So the most important part of the forehand would be the grip that you have. The grip is basically the foundation of being able to do the forehand well. Also your wrist. The grip in your wrist, if you can do those things perfectly, you're going to be great on this one. So let me teach you how you grip it. So basically, you're going to want to start by making a gun shape with your hand with 2 fingers. Make a gun shape with your hand. Take your frisbee and hook the gun underneath and your thumb on top. So the fingers go underneath it and then your thumb goes on top of it. Once you have that, you take your remaining bottom 2 fingers and you put them on the outside of the frisbee to hold it really tight. So as you see, you got your 2 fingers here on the inside, and then you got your outside 2 fingers just putting pressure on that lip, so then you can hold the frisbee really tightly, and then your thumb is right here on the grip part, so you have a pretty good grip and hold on it without it falling around. So once you get your grip down, the forehand, essentially, it's kind of like the backhand, except you face the other direction. You, instead of putting it towards your left, if you're right dominant hand, you put it towards your right. So the basic motion of the forehand is you hold it out, you use your shoulders and your torso, you turn to guide it, and then right before you release it, you give it a really, really hard snap of your wrist. So if I was holding the frisbee right now in my grip, boom. The best thing I can compare it to would be like using a wet towel to whip something. Like, you just use a lot of force in your wrist. It's not your arm, it's your wrist. So if you can master that, you're going to be in great shape. The other tip I have for this one is when you're out here throwing it, don't hold it straight out, because with the wind, even if there's not a lot of wind, it's going to take your frisbee and it's going to curve it way to the right. So when you throw it, you want it to be really, really angled downwards, pointing towards the ground. And you kind of hold it about hip level, not straight, but kind of angled down. Use your torso and your shoulders, and then come up like this, where it's still angled, and then release it at an angle, using a really hard wrist snap of your wrist. So here's a demonstration with all those tips put in place. So I got it, I'm coming around, I'm using my shoulders and my torso. I come up at an angle like this, and then snap it. And as you can see, it's really, really straight for the most part, and the farther down you can get your hand, the straighter your throw is going to be. So without further ado, we're going to hit the last throw of the day, the hammer. If you can master the forehand and you're really good at the forehand, this one, you're gonna be a high IQ player at the hammer, because it's the exact same grip as the forehand. The only difference is how you throw it. So in this case, you're gonna hold it pretty vertical. If we look here, here's the frisbee. If you're right hand dominant, you're gonna want to turn it slightly to your left. Bring it down by your hips. You bring it up around your back as if you were gonna take a ball and throw it. You have it behind your head on your shoulder at that angle we talked about, slightly to the left. And then you throw it up and snap your wrist really hard. The reason you want it at the angle, just a slight angle, is because when you snap it, you want the frisbee to spin upside down. So this throw involves the frisbee going upside down. It's important to remember that this throw is all about your wrist. The harder you can snap that wrist at the top, the farther and better it's going to spin. So you might be wondering, hey Ogden, yeah, why do I even need to learn this throw if I know the forehand and the backhand? Like, shouldn't that be enough? Yes and no. So here's the thing. If you're playing catch with your friends and stuff, forehand, backhand, probably going to be enough. But if you're ever in a game of Ultimate, then you know how difficult it can be sometimes to throw the frisbee when you got 3 defenders on your back. Do a real quick hammer right over their head. They almost never guess it. So you can be like, or you can be like. So basically what I'm saying is it's a really good throw to know in the case that you're being blocked by a defender in the game of Ultimate and you need to get away from that defense, because their defense is too good. That's going to cover the 3 main throw types that I have in today's video. So we had the backhand, we had the forehand, and we had the hammer. I would highly recommend learning the forehand because it's my go-to throw. It's so useful and you can make it super accurate the more you practice. They're all really great throws to know. So with that being said, get out, practice some frisbee with your friends, social distancing obviously, learn a couple new throwing positions, and have a good time out there in quarantine. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment if you want me to do more frisbee related things or what you want me to do. Comment if this helped you at all, if you liked it, criticisms, questions, anything else you guys have, let me know. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the tutorial. Hit the sub button if you want to sub. And with that being said, guys, that's the end of the video. And thanks for watching. See you guys Wednesday. Peace out.